Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Songbird's Nest. My name is Margaret, and this is Songbirds Creations, Crochet, and More. Good morning, Lana. Good morning, Twinny. How are y'all today? Oh, cool. You're going to give them a crossbody phone pouch. Well, I hope they like it. They've been liking the other stuff you've been giving them, so I wouldn't see why they wouldn't. So how is everybody this morning? Lana, did you get both eyes open yet? Marianne, your pile of yarn is waiting on you. Good morning, Grammy Rita. How are you today? Did you download a certain knitting pattern? I bet it would be. Good morning, Amber. Kids' game is about getting ready to start. All righty. Well, I'll look forward to seeing you back again. Good morning, Beth. How are you today? So once again, I'm back to work on my Shalina. I don't know if this is the best thing to work on during a live stream because I'm finding I kind of have to count. Oh, the Tunisian pattern? I was talking about the waving goodbye, the knitting pattern. Wondered if you downloaded that one. Okay. I'm finding that I made some mistakes while I was working on this yesterday. And my count is off in some spots, but since I'm on an even row, I'm just going to correct it here. I'm not frogging this one. Good morning, Valerie. Good to see you again. Good morning, Julianne. How are you today? So nice to see everybody coming in. All my regulars. So, I looked on my phone this morning and noticed that our weather is going to be wonky today. Our high is 68 for the day. Well, that's already happened. So, it's supposed to start raining later on, and the weather is going to go down from there. So, yes, it is nice to wake up to a clean house, isn't it, Julianne? I wish somebody would do that for me. Maybe I can get the hubby to help me clean ours today. Keep you out of trouble, except when we tell you to download new patterns, buy more yarn. Yeah, it's like 68 here now. But by this afternoon, it's supposed to drop down to like 45. And then overnight, it's supposed to get down, I think, to about 29. And then it's going to be cool again tomorrow. But then it's going to warm back up again. So I'm not going to cry too much. Good morning, Nifty, and good morning, Tank. Good to see you here. Buying the boozy yarn? Well, boozy yarn, yes, will definitely get you in trouble. Have you ever gone over and looked at Camille's yarn? She's got gorgeous yarn, and she's dyeing more as we speak. So she's going to have more yarn uploaded on her shop here real soon. She's just waiting on her synthropol that she uses to wash her yarn after she's dyed it, because it captures all the excess dye. So she's waiting on that to get delivered so that they can wash their yarn that they've just dyed. And then, of course, it'll have to dry and all of that, which, considering that their weather is crazy warm right now, shouldn't take too long. Yeah, so she'll have more dye, or more hand-dyed yarn, uploaded on her shop probably later on this week, I would think. Yes, Rita, you will need to check it out. She does some gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. Good morning, Gloria. How are you today? Good morning, Gloria's a bloomin'. I'm having coffee with brown sugar cinnamon flavoring in it. It's a sugar-free flavoring, and just regular half and half. And I have to say, it's not too shabby. Just having coffee in the morning, after a month of not having coffee in the morning, it sure is nice. Yeah, I have definitely got to color my hair today. It is really getting late. I have been watching the funniest videos lately. It's a guy named Hair Buddha. He is a hairdresser. He's bald, which is kind of fun. Hairdresser with no hair. But he does review videos of the hair disasters that people post on different media platforms. And he gives his reaction and his advice as to how to do it right. And it's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Not so hilarious for the people who screw up their hair, but watching his reaction is pretty hilarious. Because you can tell that a lot of times he is absolutely horrified with the stuff that these people are doing to themselves. I mean, it's crazy, crazy. Couple of people he showed were using, I don't know if any of you do hair, but hair bleach comes in different. Yeah, I'm going to go the same. Although I'm thinking about this lower part that's still kind of got the salt and pepper to it. I'm thinking about going deep purple down here and then doing the fuchsia on the rest. So I don't know if you guys know anything about doing hair, but you can get different strengths, different volumes of hair bleach. And so they go from like 10 volume up to like 50 volume. 50 volume is like putting molten lava on your head, basically. And these girls were using this 50 volume bleach, and it can burn you so bad. I mean, you can end up in ER with bad chemical burns on your scalp from doing this stuff, and it's just crazy. Beth, I agree. Coffee brands make a different in the flavor, in the acid. Yes, definitely. I splurged on my hubby and I joined a coffee club. It's called Atlas Coffee. And every month we are getting a different region's coffee. So this month is Peru. ER from chemical burns on their head. Yeah, for using 50 volume hair bleach. Why would people do that? I mean, they say they're doing it to get the quickest results. Well, yeah, because it, automatically will bleach your hair as soon as it hits it, but it's really better to go with the low and slow option than to do 50 volume and try to do it all at once. It's, yeah, just crazy. And cause your hair to fall out. Yeah, it could. I don't know that it would make your hair fall out, but it definitely severely weakens your hair and it can break. So, yeah, not good, not good. Yeah, you have to be really, really careful messing around with that stuff. I'm a henna artist, and I took an exam back years ago to become certified as a henna artist. And one thing that you have to do, well, what you have to do to pass the exam is learn the science behind henna. You also have to learn the science behind what they call black henna, which is not henna at all. It's not even a natural product. It is basically black hair dye that these people are putting on people's skin. Now, henna, natural henna, you are supposed to put on your skin and cover it and leave it preferably overnight. Okay? People putting black hair dye on their skin and leaving it overnight is the absolute worst thing that they can do. Hair dye contains a chemical called PPD, which I know the chemical name, but it's a big long thing and it's hard to pronounce, so I'm not going to even try. But basically, it will cause cancer. And a lot of times, people who have done hairdressing for years end up having to quit because they're getting reactions to PPDs in the dye after having done hair so many years. Their bodies build up the PPD, and after a while, they can't come near the stuff or it gives them a reaction. But what PPD will do on your skin is it will leave horrible, horrible chemical burns. Now, if you have somebody drawing a design on your skin, you end up with a design on your skin that is burnt in and it's going to scar. So you're going to have a scar of that henna design probably for the rest of your life. So, yes, Frizzy, Julianne, especially if you go to the beaches, watch out for the people that do henna on the beach, because a lot of times those are just little fly-by-night places and not stuff you want to mess with. So my best advice is, right, exactly, Marianne, definitely, regular tattoos. If you want to get a temporary tattoo, though, and you want to get henna, ask the henna artist what their henna is made from. If they can't give you a recipe for what they use in their henna, because any good henna artist is going to mix their own, okay? And any really good henna artist is going to find out about their client ahead of time and make sure that the essential oils that they use in their henna are not going to cause any problems with any physical problems that the client might have. For instance, cancer patients. With a cancer patient, you do not want to use any essential oils that will react with any hormones in the body. Typically, lavender oil is one that's fairly well tolerated and usually is what I use. But if I know that I'm working on a cancer patient, a lot of times I will just make henna with no essential oils in it. If you have really good henna powder, you don't always need the essential oils for the dye to release really well. So, yeah, it just, and it, like if you're doing small children, you want to make the most gentle henna mixture you can. So one of the things we use in henna a lot of the time is lemon juice. Lemon juice can be photoreactive. So say you do a henna on somebody and they go out in the sun and they can have a reaction to the lemon juice that's in that, which can cause some blistering. So a lot of times what I do is rather than lemon juice for my acid, I will use apple juice. Apple juice is a lot gentler and has enough acid in it to help the dye release well. So yeah, you have to ask your henna artist what is in their henna, and if it looks like it was a pre-packaged henna cone, stay away from it. The cones that you find in most Indian grocery stores are cones that have been shipped over from India or Pakistan. They do not have the oversight on those products. Because, I mean, their safety standards are just a whole lot different over there than what they are here. So they put chemicals in the henna cones that they make over there, because if they're going to ship over here, one, they have to ship over here. They have to make it through customs, which technically they really shouldn't, but they do. Then they are going to sit on a shelf for however long. And henna, typically good natural henna, a cone of henna is only going to last a week tops and have good dye to it. A cone that's sat in a ship on a shelf for however many months, there's no way of knowing, what the dye is going to be like. And typically it's crappy. So as to why hairstylists don't like if you've done henna. Okay, henna is natural, but it is still a chemical, okay? And henna bonds to the keratin in your hair, of which there's a lot, because that's basically what your hair is made of. So henna can screw up your hair when you do another dye process over it, because you're mixing another chemical on it, and it can give you really funky results. So yeah, if you've done henna on your hair, typically hairdressers do not like to put another process over top of that. Yes, Tank. So that was somebody using black henna, and it was not a natural henna dye. Natural henna dye is one of the gentlest things that you can put on your skin. But these fly-by-night places that do this so-called black henna, it is not henna. Yeah, Cammie, that's the best way to do it. And good morning, Cammie. Good to see you. So anyway, that's my soapbox for today. It is something that I'm pretty passionate about, having taken that exam and passed it. It's not the easiest exam in the world to take, and I was happy to take it and pass it with flying colors. So yeah. So just know, if you get henna from me, I am an internationally certified henna artist. So I got a message from a little bird this morning who told me I had an Amazon delivery on my porch. And sure enough, that birdie was right. So I have some happy mail. This is my prize from Mary Ann's party. So let's open it. Let's see what I got. And they put a tag right over where I have to tear the bag open. Does that make any sense? Just make it a little harder to open, why don't we? Yes, happy mail. Okay. Oh, how sweet. Okay, so this is really happy mail. This will make more than just me happy. Look at what somebody sent. Whoever anonymous is, they know I have an icy. Where's icy? Icy. Icy. Come here, you. You want a treat? First, you got to say hi. Say hi to everybody. He knows he's getting a treat. You want a treat? Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. And he loves his morning treats. So, thank you, guys. Okay, my other happy mail is one of these magnetic yarn holders. I'll tell you what, this thing is pretty nice and heavy. It's got a bit of weight to it. Good morning, Helix. I'm just opening some happy mail. Whoever anonymous is got me a magnetic yarn holder. Oh, it even comes with its own dedicated screwdriver. How about that? Pretty cool. Yes, happy mail is pretty exciting, I will agree. Good morning, Kim. Sorry I didn't say hello to you when you first came in. I kind of was running my mouth, as I usually do. So, all right, which... Yes, it is a nice yarn holder. I've been wanting one of these for a while and had been putting off ordering it. So why is it not wanting to screw all the way in? Huh, okay. It's going to be that way, is it? All right, let's try the other one. Does not seem to like this screw. Guess it must be this one. Doesn't seem like that's a long enough screw for. Let's see. It's not a very long screw for this piece of wood. But I may go downstairs and see if I can find a better screw for this. All right, that's just not wanting to be nice. All right, I'll deal with that later. So yeah, thank you to Marianne's anonymous donor at her party, her channelversary party the other day. And yes, Icy is back, ticking along. Them nails on this floor definitely let me know when he's around. 7 by 7, and they played quick 25-minute games. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, and they lost again. I'm sorry. Yes, Huskies are amazing. I agree, Cammie. Huskies are one of my favorite kinds of dogs, and I feel very blessed to have one. Although I think if truth be told, he has us, because I think he's really more or less the boss of the house. He just lets us live here. Yeah, I'm not giving you another one of those today. No, no more of those today. You don't need to eat them all up in one day. And I know you could, if I let you. Oh. So I'll need to get this yarn thing put together before I need another cake of yarn. But y'all, you know what? That's going to be a while. So I had started another shawl with this yarn and decided I didn't like it, so I frogged it. This is the ball of yarn from the frogged shawl. So it'll be a while before I need another cake of yarn. So what I do with my balls of yarn when I wind them like that, I keep a box down here under my table, and I throw my ball of yarn in the box. So it'll unwind easily, but not be rolling all over my room, picking up icy fur. As far as sparkly yarn, I've used mainstays. I also have used ice. And I also have used Big Twist. I like Big Twist. Let me see, who else have I? Somebody else that I've used sparkly yarn from. Can't remember. There's definitely somebody else that I've used sparkly yarn from, but I can't think who it is, what company it is. Maybe Red Heart? Can't think of it. So what about Huskies, Cammie? It's funny how he will not go over to the fence anymore now that the next door dog has grown up some and has such a big, deep bark. He doesn't want to go to the fence to check him out. Kind of cracks me up. Yeah, that's something I find with Mainstays yarn in general, I think, Marianne, is that they don't have a good color selection. They really need to do better about that. That's how you figured out you needed to be a vet? That's cool. He's over here laying in front of my rocking chair now. When I'm sitting in my rocking chair, he likes to come up and pretty much lay on my feet. Oh, your best friend's husky choked with a stick? Oh, that's not good. Yeah, Icy loves sticks, I will have to say. We had chopped down some apple trees in the backyard, and they were laying in the garden over the winter, and come spring, before I planted, Icy went and got in the garden and started chewing branches off of the apple tree so that he could have a stick to chew on. And I would try and get them from him and put them in the fire pit. He'd go get in the fire pit, take them back out of the fire pit, and take them back up to chew on. So everybody was afraid to help the wolf. It's funny, people, especially like delivery people, will start coming up to my porch because I put Icy out on the front porch a lot of time during the spring and summer. He kind of likes to hang out there until the sun starts getting over to that side of the house. And so a lot of times delivery people don't want to come up on the front porch because they think Icy, looks ferocious, which is not the case. Well, unfortunately, Gloria, you're about 2 years too late. All the apple trees are gone. And even when I had apple trees, I got one apple off those trees the whole time that I had them because the squirrels always ate them. Well, Cammie, socks and hairbands and yarn are not something I have to worry about with him. He does not touch any of those. He's a monster about sticks, but he does not. He doesn't mess with clothing or yarn. He's never even sniffed at my yarn. He doesn't have any interest in it whatsoever. So whoever had him before us trained him pretty well about things that are no-nos. He's never taken any food off the table, except when we very first got him, there was some banana bread on the table. He took off with that, and I can't say I blame him because it smelled really good, and it tasted really good too. Good morning, Tina. I am really well today. How are you? Yeah, well, if we lived further out in the country, Marianne, we would have the same thing with deers. Yes, that's true, Cammie. Good morning, baby. Good to see you. So yesterday, hubby took Icy out to the, Icy would love bacon too if we ever had it. That's something we don't have around this house. All right, go away. I keep expecting my brother to call. He messaged me last night after I was already asleep to call him. And so I called him around 9 o'clock this morning. Needless to say, he's probably asleep, so he didn't call. So I left him a message and told him don't call back till after 10:30 if he didn't call me before 9:30. Well, he hasn't called, and I wonder if he'll listen to the message or not, but we'll see. So yeah, yesterday the hubby took Icy out to the state park, and he got to run around out there. They went down a trail that dead-ended right into a swamp. So, needless to say, Icy had to hit the water and go swimming for a while. And in swamp water, he's going to smell so good. But once the hubby got home, I went to the Chinese restaurant and got our holiday dinner. And so we pigged out on Chinese food all the rest of the day and actually still have some left for today. So that makes me happy. Yeah, Icy loves water. You get that dog around a lake, a stream, a pond, a swamp, he will definitely get in the water. We have a place not too far away from us, Rita, that they sell apples. There's also a farm not too far from us where you can go and pick your own. Um, they have um, they have apples, they have strawberries, they have raspberries, and so all during the summer you can go there and pick your own fruit, whatever you want. And then here in Indiana, not too far away from me, there's a place called the Blueberry Ranch, which I just love going over there. That place, it's a organic blueberry farm, and their berries are awesome. So I go over there in the summer, early summer, and pick blueberries. And I always surprise them with how much I pick because, I mean, usually it's just me going over there to pick, and I can pick 10 pounds of blueberries in a little bit of no time. You can't stand fruit? That is so sad, Cammie, because it's so good for you. Actually, during Ramadan, I had ice cream a couple of times, but my main sweet, my dessert, was fruit. So, and I know I lost some weight during Ramadan because yesterday I put on my jeans and had to keep pulling them up. They were falling off my butt. Yum, Marianne, that sounds good. We have or had some pineapple in the fridge, and the hubby cut it up. And last night he asked me, he said, did you like the pineapple? And I said, well, I didn't eat any. And he says, well, it's almost gone. I said, well, go ahead and eat it up because I can't eat pineapple very well. I love it, but it burns the inside of my mouth, the acid in it. So makes my mouth sore. So I don't usually eat fresh pineapple very much. Grammy Rita, we have a guy, well, up in Michigan, there's a guy up near my uncle's house who grows watermelon, and he has a school bus that he has painted. It looks like one of the big long green watermelons, and he fills that entire bus full of watermelon, and he gives them out. He goes and parks the bus and gives the watermelons away for free. So a lot of times my uncle will go there and bring me a watermelon from there, and they are good. They are really good. Good morning, Michelle. Yes, if you're talking about pineapple, yeah, hurts, hurts. And it's so sad because it tastes so good and hurts so bad. Oh, yuck, Rita. I would be so sad if that was all I got for watermelon. I'd probably never eat watermelon again. Car of corn goods. Some good peaches. Yeah. Michigan has good peaches up around South Haven, and down south in Georgia are some of the best. But the South Haven peaches are, as far as I'm concerned, right up there. I'm hoping this crazy weather we're getting doesn't mess up the fruit. I hope they aren't going to, we aren't going to get another freeze and freeze the fruit. You get thrush from fresh peaches? Oh no, Tank, that's not good. Is there anything you can do with them to make it so that they won't do that to you? Thank you for subscribing, Kim. I appreciate your subscription. Oh, that's nice. I grow tomatoes in the summer. It was funny, for the first few years that I was here, tomatoes didn't grow worth a darn. And then the last 2 years, I don't know if it's just been the way the weather has been the last couple of years or what, but tomatoes have been crazy. I mean, I have had tomatoes just popping up all over my entire yard, for one thing, which cracks me up. I grew tomatoes. I like to grow cherry tomatoes right off the back porch. And so we'll sit out there in the summertime in the evenings and eat cherry tomatoes right off the vine. It's so fun. But yeah, last year I grew cherry tomatoes, and I had wild cherry tomatoes growing all over the yard because of the cherry tomato vines I had by the porch. The birds got a hold of some of them and scattered tomato seeds all over my yard. So I had tomato vines growing everywhere. So I let them grow, and when they got tall enough, I staked them up and picked the pick the cherry tomatoes. But I also grew grape tomatoes, and they grew like crazy too. Now my bigger tomatoes didn't do quite as well. I got quite a few, but I didn't get enough really to freeze. My cherry tomatoes, I was putting them in my freezer by the gallon bag. All right, go through there. Cinnamon rolls. Is Tank making cinnamon rolls? Bushel is $52. It's not too bad. I love getting a bushel of peaches and making peach preserves with them. What in the heck did I do? Okay, I'm giving up working on this on a live. I'm going to have to frog some. Oh, cinnamon in your mind flew to candy. Green tomatoes, yes. You know what? What's funny is when we lived in Illinois, I wanted to make fried green tomatoes. Um, yes, it's really hard to count on a live. Exactly, Julianne. Um, I was growing tomatoes out on my balcony, but I was just growing cherry tomatoes, which, you know, I'm not going to try frying green cherry tomatoes. So I went to, we had this little Mexican grocery store a couple blocks away from us, and they always had really good produce there. And I asked one of the guys working over in the produce department if they had any green tomatoes. And he looked at me really funny, like I was just absolutely crazy. And so he went and got the manager, and the manager came out, and I said, "Do you have any green tomatoes?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, can I get some? I want to make fried green tomatoes." And he's like, "I've never heard of that." So, but he went and got me some and let me buy them. Yeah, I don't know. Fried green tomatoes, there's a movie. There may be a book. I don't know. If there's a book of it, I've never read it. I have seen the movie. Yes, it's a great movie. I agree. Well, you guys, it is getting to be that time. So I am going to let you all go on about your day. I thank you for coming and hanging out with me this morning. Thank you for my new subscriber. If you're here and you're not subscribed to me, I do ask that you would. I would really appreciate it. I am not trying too hard to get monetized, but maybe someday I'll grow enough to get there. But yeah, I do appreciate everybody who's here, all the new people, all the, I'm not going to call you old, all the crew that always comes in. love seeing you every weekend. You guys are my buddies, and it's always fun to have my yarn buddies here. So anyway, I will see you again next week. Same bat time, same bird channel. So everybody, go do what you love today. Be with the people you love. And I hope that you stay well and happy until the next time I see you. Bye-bye for now.